like the consequences for a physician, for example, in letting a patient not to take, I don't know, pills that are lifesavers, just because you want to respect the will of the patient to stop suffering. It means that committing suicide is a crime. Is somebody available to say yes? Yes, so you're saying that according to your thoughts, so it is a crime for the policemen not to intervene?
Basically, yes.
It is a crime for the physician not to intervene?
For example, you're on a building, want to jump. It's a policeman see you, doesn't care, just goes by. It's a crime.
It is. Oh, it's correct. That's usually the attitude of the law. So helping out committing a crime, committing suicide, it is a crime. But let's say that the law, yes, it protects the right to life, of course, with very strong attitude. But in what sense? In the sense that nobody can kill another person. Nobody can interfere with the life of another person. But what about our life? So the decision over, not over the life of another individual, but over our own life. Yes, of course, the law is interested in everyone's life. And it is interested to do whatever the law can to avoid the situations of pain, desperation, suffering, bleeding. It's in any case a failure of the society, a person committing suicide. That's the attitude. And so you cannot push in the direction of committing suicide. So every situation of helping out someone committing suicide, even for good reasons, is a crime, with nuances around the world in different legal systems, but the attitude is towards this direction. But committing suicide, in such as for the person committing suicide, is not a crime. So if I am attempting to commit suicide and I do not succeed because in the very moment that I have to pull the trigger, I'm not able to do so. And I hurt myself, but I don't kill myself. Happens many times. I'm not going to jail. Not going to jail. I'm going to be cured, maybe. I'm going to be assisted by public assistance. So the law provides for a system of help for myself, but this is not a crime. So I cannot, in principle, so how to make a comment on the last point here. The holder of fundamental right cannot waive one of his fundamental rights. You could say, well, at least yes, with the right to life, in the example that we made. No, not even in this case, because here we are not making a comment on the exercise of the free decisions. We are making a comment on the legal regime over the human rights. So the law is absolutely against any renouncing of human rights. Always. Not till the point that due to the self-determination, someone can take the initiative and kill himself. This is not illegal. So can we renounce to our name? No. Can we sell our name? No. So not transferable, not you cannot renounce. Can we change our name? Well, yes. Again, the nuances in some legal systems according only when we meet some requirements, but it is possible. Again, the self-determination is always saving our personal attitude in doing, in mastering, in governing what concern our identity. The point is that the law is not pushing in that direction. The law is not pushing for you to change your name. It's not pushing for you to kill yourself. And the reason why is the self-determination. How difficult it is to put together the human rights, the engineering that the law must every time, the law in, let's say, the parliaments in defining the rules and the courts in applying the rules, how difficult it is to take together, to make everything stay together when human rights are applicable. Again, as I've heard many times said, the human rights has this wide breadth. Their scope of application is very wide. They have the tendency of enlarging as much as possible their scope of applicability. And so it happens that they overlap. Sometimes one strengthens the position of the other, but in other situations, one is limiting the other. And deciding case by case where to draw the line between the two territories of application of the human rights is not always so easy. But the point remains: the law is not inclined to make it possible for you to renounce legally to your human rights. You can take initiatives. You can take actions going in a different direction, but this is up to you. The law in itself, as far as the law can do something, the law is not pushing for you to change your name. It's not there to push you to kill yourself. What happened? Sorry. Okay, the owner of a good is the person who has, in the fullest degree, the powers to use and enjoy, to destroy, dispose the good. Okay, I think it's pretty much clear according to what we said. And so property is a right. Why underlining that? Because there are another word that we noticed in the definition of Article 17 of the Charter of Fundamental Rights in the European Union, saying that possession is the other word, is a matter of fact. It is the fact that one person is using a good for his own benefit, even if the user is not the owner of that good, not the holder of the right of property over that good. Okay, this is one of the maybe most counterintuitive arguments in law. The law, on one side, protects the right to property at the maximum possible level. Let's say the intensity of the definition of the right to property is comparable to the intensity, of the protection and enforcement of human rights. The right to property is not a human right because it's not a right concerning our standard of living, ourselves as humans. It is an economic related right. The economic related rights are rarely considered as human rights because they're not pertaining to our essence. They're pertaining to our assets, to our wallet. So they have no